Hello YouTube, I am Malware Hunter, and today I will show you how to use Trucrypt to safeguard your valuable data. So let's get right into it. First, you want to open up a web browser, and in Google type Trucrypt. And if you click when it says Trucrypt download or either of the suggestions that Google will make, the first link at the top of the list will be trucrypt.org/downloads. Click that, and it will take you to their downloads page where it has versions for Windows 7 all the way back down to XP, as well as Mac OS X and several distributions of Linux. Now, I'm going to download the one for Windows. I have Windows 7 running on this machine, so I will download that. I'm going to save it to my desktop. Click Save. It's a very small file, doesn't take long at all. It's done in a few seconds. Okay, so I saved mine in my desktop, but you will get a file like this. Double click it. It'll ask you to continue. Just click yes. And then accept the license agreement and click accept. And then check the box that says install. It should be checked by default. Click next. Now this is the part where you really want to pay attention to these little check boxes here. Install for all users. I'm going to leave that checked because I'm the only user on this computer. Add Trucrypt to start menu. I don't need that. And add Trucrypt icon to desktop. I will leave that one. Associate the .tc file extension with Trucrypt. I am not doing that one, and I would advise that you do not do that because you do not want your encrypted containers to basically say that they can be opened with Trucrypt, because if somebody thinks that you have an encrypted container, they'll try to get into it. If they don't even know it's there, they won't. So it's just safer. And I would advise that you create a system restore point. I'm not going to because I've done this several times, so I'm just going to uncheck that one and click install. This doesn't take long, generally less than 10 seconds. See, and then you click OK and then finish. Okay, so now that Trucrypt has been installed, you will see this icon on your desktop. Double click it, and you will be greeted by a window like this, the Trucrypt window. Now, to create a volume, go up here, click Create Volume. But before you do that, go to the place where you would like your volume to be, and create a random file. I'm going to create a rich text document, and I'll just leave it as rich text document, and then create volume. Okay, so I'm just gonna create an encrypted file container, but if you would like, you can encrypt a non-system partition or drive, or encrypt an entire system drive. So I'm just going to click next. Now I'm going to choose to do the standard for this demonstration. If you would like, you can do hidden, but the purpose behind hidden is that for this one, instead of having one password, you have two, so that if you were ever forced to give up a password, you can give them the password that opens up the fake volume and not your real files. Okay, so I'm just going to continue. Now, where it says select file for volume location, this is why you have, well, you don't really have to, I just prefer to, but you create your random file, then you would go select it. So I'm going to go to my desktop, which is where it is, and I will click Save. Now Windows is going to tell you that it already exists. Do you want to replace it? Click Yes. Do not do this with any of your actual documents because it will be overwritten. Okay, so click Next. And then it just tells you that it will be overwritten and to avoid certain file types. I've already seen this, so I'm just going to move on. Now, here you can select any kind of encryption you want. You can even stack encryptions with up to 3 in various orders. And the same goes with your hash algorithm. But I'm just going to leave it at default and click Next. Now, I'm going to make my volume size 1 gig, so I'm going to click GB and in the box put 1 and click Next. Now you have the option to use key files, but I'm just going to use just a password. So for my password, I'm going to do test, and then you retype your password and click Next. And it warns you that if you have a short password, it can be easily cracked. I don't care because this is just for demonstration. Okay. Now, at this point, you will see a random string of numbers and letters moving very quickly. It's very important to move your mouse as rapidly as possible. This makes your encryption stronger and harder to crack by making the key completely random. Um, a lot of people refer to this as assault or assaulting your encryption. But you just want to sit here and move your mouse as randomly as possible, and when you've decided you've moved it enough, click Format, and then Yes. Now, this format process will take longer depending on the speed of your computer and the size of the overall volume. If you're encrypting an entire system drive and you have a large hard drive, expect to be waiting a while. And then click OK. Okay, so now my document, or my volume, I'm sorry, has been created. Now I will show you how you would open it. You would click the Trucrypt icon. It'll take you to here. And you will select a random drive letter from the list. And then click Select File. You will go back to your file, the volume file, and click Open. And then go down here and click Mount. And then just enter your password, click OK, and now you'll see up here as S, it tells you that you have this file open. If you go to Start Computer, if you're running Windows 7 or Vista, or Start My Computer if you're running XP, you will see a new drive here with the letter that you selected from the list. So now if you click this, you can store things inside here, anything you would like, up to the 1 gig or whatever size you chose. And then when you're done, you just close this window, click Dismount on Trucrypt, and then this S drive or whichever you chose will disappear, and it is now encrypted. So that's how to use Trucrypt. And just a word of advice for any people who make dual boot Windows and Linux, such as myself. I discovered that when I create Trucrypt volumes in Linux, I cannot open them in Windows. But if you create them in Windows, you can open them in Windows as well as Linux. So if you're going to dual boot, create your Trucrypt volumes in Windows, so that way you won't always have to be in Linux in order to open it. Okay, that concludes this video. Please comment, rate, subscribe. If you have any ideas for future videos, I'd love to hear from you. Have a nice day.